You telling me you never had fun with a chuckle fucker in your life? We create a new species. We gotta kill it.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, otherwise it's going to take over.
Everybody in the scene is trying to get on Kill Tony or the Creek.
Have you been on Kill Tony?
Yeah.
How many times?
Once.
What size joke book?
Small.
Oh, sorry. But what is the point of reincarnation if you can't remember anything?
Sometimes
Like,
you do.
what's the point?
Sometimes you don't. You might come back also as a freaking like snail or frog.
I would do that. I would do that. Welcome, Bernard, to the OG podcast. Bernard White is a comedian here in Austin, Texas that I met out in the scene. He's also a writer, an actor, and a entrepreneur. I know him as Mr. THC.
Indeed, indeed.
Welcome to the show.
Well, thank you very much. Happy to come to the show.
Well, I'm really excited to get into it. So how long have you been doing comedy?
Now I would say about 11 to 12 months.
Oh, that's pretty new.
Yeah.
Okay, so what were you doing before?
Before that, I was basically just retired. I got laid off from my last company I was with, and I've been just living off of my funds from like renting out a farm, renting out property. Right now, I'm just living life.
Hell yeah. Living life here in Austin,
Yeah.
Texas. Now, are you from Austin or did you move here?
I moved here when I was 10 years old. I was born in Germany, near
yes.
Frankfurt.
Right.
Like Breinheim, Germany. And I...
Kannst du auf Deutsch sprechen?
no, no.
No, habla.
Sprechen Sie nur Deutsch. Sprechen Sie very little.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah.
No, anyway, I can't remember it. Mein nicht.
Yeah, I came here when I was 10, lived in Austin for 33 years, worked at EA for like 7 years, and Blizzard for like, I think 8 years. And
Well, you worked at Blizzard?
Yeah.
Dude, I love Blizzard games. What'd you do there?
I basically did bug repair,
Dude.
helped with bug issues, also was a game master too.
What games you work on?
Diablo 3, World of Warcraft, from Lich King to before Pandaria.
I played so much Diablo 3. I played a lot.
Are you gonna play a new one coming out?
Yeah, I'll definitely check it out. I mean, I probably have dumped, I don't know, 2,000 hours into, probably more, into StarCraft, Hearthstone, Diablo. I grew up on like Warcraft. I don't know if you ever played that.
Yeah. I played Warcraft. I played everything.
Yeah.
I did not play the Diablo Immortal because I'm not paying no bullshit for like playing a game like that.
And it's on the phone.
Yeah.
I don't know. Does it have good
It's on
reviews?
PC as well.
Oh, is it?
And people like it, but like you saw a lot online, the guy spent like what? He's like 35,000 or 350,000 in debt with Blizzard right now.
Whoa.
Yeah, because of the Diablo Immortal. No, I'm cool with that.
I remember the auction house in Diablo 3. Like,
Oh yes, I made so much money on that shit.
did you?
made
I was the
so
guy
much
buying
money.
it. I bought like an amulet for like $50.
That's when I was laid off from Blizzard, getting like my how you call it, the money income, for being laid off basically. And I was just playing that game and just making money off of that.
Oh yeah.
Living in Houston at that time.
Did you play Diablo 2?
Yes, I played all Diablos.
I haven't played it a little, but I remember there was one sword that everyone was after, and it increased your like magic find. I think it was what was it called?
I forgot what it was called.
Yeah, something. I won't remember. But you could it had like a place where you could stud it with gems or whatever, and that would like increase magic find. Like, so if you could get that sword, then all of a sudden your drops would like 4x.
Make the cube, make sure all your gems are like full max. Put them in the sword.
I love those hack and slash games where it's just like mindless hack slash get drops.
I used Diablo 2 as a way to make money back in the days. I would make around like $2,000 a week.
Dude, that's the new thing is these games are now, they went from you bought a game for like $100, like really expensive upfront cost. Then it was kind of like free to pay, but you got stuff in the game, like in-game purchases. Now it's pay to play, where like you can literally earn money on these games, and they have their own internal economies. And especially like if you're in the third world and you're making like $25 a day on a video game, like that might be a lot of money relative to whatever.
Oh my God. I've made so much money from different video games around, like Diablo, World of Warcraft, that space game I haven't played for ages.
StarCraft?
No, it's the one with the milk pool like market, and you can have a whole clans and guilds and like corporations.
Was it a Blizzard game?
Eve Online. I played Eve Online for a long time.
I don't remember that one.
And dude, one time I like fucked up my corporation and I left, but I took out like at least. I sold everything online. I got like 25 grand.
Hell yeah.
Bad Gil was pissed.
I still have some video game accounts. Do you ever hear of a game back in the day called RuneScape?
It's still popular right now.
I know, yeah. I mean, I
Yeah.
played a little bit of the new one or the old one when they re-released it.
I didn't play it much. I checked it out, but it was just too weird for me. It's weird for going from Ultima Online to RuneScape.
I was obsessed with that game as a kid because I was like one of the first people who played. The owner of that game, his name is Andrew Gower, and I met him in the game back in the day because I was one of the original players. And he was walking around with like this red sword that turned out to be like a dragon sword, which is like a special sword in the
nice.
game. I mean, now it's all different.
I know, but now
But,
you have the new RuneScape, right? The new RuneScape
I
version?
stopped playing it when they like created like the third version or whatever. I mean, but then a couple of years ago they re-released the old version, and I built a bunch of bots for it and like stacked up,
nice.
like some coins in it. But I still have a bunch of the rare items in it. Like I got all the holiday drops.
Oh, okay. That's what I do now. Like some games I don't even play, but I'll go on Twitch, get all this like drop bullshit just to make sure I have in case I do go back to that game.
Yeah. I always think of selling it though because my account has like max gold, max whatever. I'm sure it's worth a couple grand.
I sold my
like
WoW
having
account right now. I know I can make some money off of that, but WoW's my baby. I love it too much.
Yeah, I have the same thing with Hearthstone, where like, well, I guess you can't really sell it, but
You have a lot of cards, I bet. A lot of decks.
Yeah, I have like an addiction to gambling in general, but also to opening those card packs. I love cracking those open.
Gambling. You don't do online gambling all, do you?
I don't do online gambling.
Cool.
I just lose my money in the stock market. That's how I gamble.
Scams.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. If you
that's how I
like
do.
open a gambling casino yourself, you move to another island or country, open your own casino, you'll be making millions of dollars.
There you go. Okay, so we got a little sidetracked
Oh,
on
yeah,
the games
so,
because I was
yeah.
like just excited about that. But so you're a man. Thank you, sir. You're a man of this is oregano.
Yes, exactly. I do.
You're a man of many tastes and many talents. What is your primary focus? Where do you spend the most time?
With my ADD mind or ADHD mind, I have so many thoughts going on at once that I have to spread myself out. So I'm like working on like 2 companies, and then one company is like in process, which is the THC part.
Yes.
Then I have the black market film production company that I'm working on for different kind of shows and sitcoms, and trying to create a like skit show, which will be an Austin-based skit show. So I think a lot of comedians in our scene would love to like get along with that.
Especially with like these days, you could just throw this stuff on YouTube and on Reels. It gets views.
I plan on
These
having
short form videos.
Yeah, I was planning on opening up a warehouse at this field that I've purchased, and I'm gonna do a data center there for my own streaming site. You know, yeah, black market comedy channel. That's what my plan is.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
That's very cool. So how do you organize your time? Like, how do you decide what you're focused on in any given day?
It depends on what I can do. Usually, if you work on a business, you can only do so much for that business in one day.
Yep.
And even if you have extra time to do stuff, you still have to wait
max
for
out
the
your
process of other people finishing their side.
Yep.
So, your designers, your logos, your branders, and then your like accountants and information, and then your marketers and your sales. So you have to wait till they come back to you. And in your head, you already know what you got to do. But now you have to wait for them to talk to you for approval to do things.
Did you design this, Mr. THC?
You know, my logo team did, but I helped them out. I told them I wanted my face on it.
That's cool.
And I wanted like Mr. THC below to use these colors.
Hell yeah.
And they gave me this like, I told them to be cartoony.
It looks great.
Yeah.
It's very cool. I like it. Okay, so is that your weed business? Because I know you have a weed business and you have a variety of offerings that are
It's
quite
a trick of the
interesting.
trade. My businesses are all together.
Okay.
So my DBA is Whitey the Comedian.
By weed, I mean your CBD business.
Yeah, CBD business. Exactly.
Yes.
And I have a CBD handler's license and a retail seller's license for it, so it's kind of cool.
That's awesome.
So
Was that stuff hard to get?
No, it's easy.
Okay.
Just go online for your Texas or wherever state you're in. You apply for it, and if you pass, you get it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, my DBA is Whitey the Comedian, which branches out to Mr. THC for my merch for Whitey the Comedian. And then now I'm doing a film company with the Whitey Comedian for the Black Market Film Productions.
This is such a good place to do it. There's so much talent. There's so many people that would like be willing to hop in there. So have you done some like performance, live performance?
I've done acting comedy for like a year. I did like a lot of small parts, background parts. I was either like in the background as a civilian, or I was a what do you call it, a drug dealer leader, or a dad for giving advice to a bunch of kids. I've done commercials that were same thing. I was always typecast for like either the villain role or the dad role.
Yeah, there's some interesting overlap.
Yeah.
All right, multifaceted. So how did you find these gigs?
So after like 5 years of like being bored, of being retired, doing nothing but making money, doing something at home, playing video games, I had to do something.
Yeah.
And plus, someone stole my magic cards from my car. Over like $90,000 worth of magic cards.
Really? What was your rarest one? I used to play back in the day.
Shoot. I think my rarest ones that they got from me was my cheating EDH deck, which had the Power 9 in it.
Oh, I don't know that card.
Yeah, like, Lotus, Mox, freaking Ruby, all the freaking like one of cards of artifacts that were like hard to find. That Time Walk in there, Time Twister, that Channel.
I think I still have a Time Twister.
Oh, nice. I think it's worth some good money right there. Like,
yeah.
If you ever like get broke, man, I learned that Magic selling is indeed the pinch that you can buy cars and houses with.
Oh, the Black Lotus is like $250,000 easy.
Yeah.
Like there's probably more expensive ones out there.
Well, mine was cheaper, of course. Mine was like older edition, but still Black Lotus.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I had a bunch of original cards that got thrown away because my mother thought it was of the devil. Started out, but it's the facts. And I had some rare cards in there, man.
Oh god,
I had some rare cards. I had a Force of Nature that was like,
oh my god,
it was like right out of
Black
the
Border.
I mean, what was the original? Was
Alpha, Beta?
Ice? No, it was like
Ice Age.
Ice Age. Boom.
Yeah.
Yep. I had it in a booster box. I just opened it up and it had. So anyway, I had a bunch of like fireballs, a bunch of fork lightnings.
You were sad.
Well, I still have some. I still have a bunch of them.
Well, Magic is big in Austin, just so you know.
I have that's cool. I mean, I haven't played in maybe a decade, but that's why I like Hearthstone. Is it's very similar.
Try out the MTG online.
Yeah, I've seen. I don't know. It's too complicated for me these days. It was like fun growing up, but like these days, Hearthstone is just so easy and simple. Like they almost build the deck for you. You don't even have to build decks. You can just use the brawl mode. Mm-hmm. And so all my kind of that strategy card game, because Magic is a very sophisticated, multi-ruled, multi-dimensioned game.
Well, picture this. With most of my Magic cards, I had time after that. I had to worry about Magic anymore. I got into acting, voice work, writing, freaking like comedy. I'm like, how did that one game take up so much of my time that I'm doing all this shit right now? Yeah, it's too much.
That's how I am with all games, though. If I find one that I get super into, that's my day.
Yeah.
StarCraft, did you ever play that?
Oh, yes.
Dude.
Yes.
I was almost... I played every StarCraft. I played the original. My favorite was use map settings mode. Did you ever play that?
Mm-mm.
The custom maps. You got VTech Paintball. You got... I can't remember them all.
I know what you never did, though, in
Big Game Hunters.
StarCraft. Yeah, I know what you never did. I know you never switched your realm to the fucking Korean servers, did you?
I think I did, actually. I think I did because that was where the best players were, and you want to train on those guys, but you have to like stay up till 3 a.m. My buddy Nick, we were trying to get into like Grand Masters.
Oh god,
we never made it, but we made it
past
vicious. Diamond. Yeah,
they are freaking vicious in Korea for StarCraft. I'm saying
they are. Yeah, like it's a huge competition. What do they have, like the EM? They have some kind of like tournament that's actually worth money. But I played StarCraft 1, Brood War, StarCraft 2, all the Legacy of the Void, all the way through. I love
the storyline. The storyline was amazing for that.
I never knew the storyline until recently.
Oh,
now
wow.
I know it. Yeah, it's a pretty good storyline.
Mm-hmm.
Should we try to piece it together? What the storyline was?
Oh man, that's a bad idea.
I don't know that I know about them.
me
I just know, in summary, the Zerg are like Okay, I can't do it. I can't do it.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a cool storyline though. You'll have to Google it.
YouTube stuff, storylines. There's so many streamers who love to do storylines of games.
Do
which
that.
I
Okay,
love
I
that.
bet that's all over YouTube actually.
I will always go online, listen to like storylines and backgrounds on history and everything because
I was always into like the grind. I loved the games where you just grind out items, grind out levels. I could do that all day long.
So were you a Warcraft player?
I never got into Warcraft.
You actually probably smart for you.
I think it was like a cost thing. I think it was like a monthly fee, and I didn't have any money or something. I can't remember.
You had a life though, so that's why. That's awesome.
I did not. I just played StarCraft.
God.
Okay, what other games? This is a fun topic. First person shooters.
I used to love Overwatch a lot.
I never got into it. I played a
Really?
little bit. I played a little bit just because it was a Blizzard. I tried Heroes of the Storm as well.
Okay, yeah, Heroes of the Storm was all right, but League of Legends. Oh, that's my baby right there. I
Really?
love League of Legends.
I never played League. I know how popular it was, but I never played it.
Call of Duty?
Never played Call of Duty.
Man.
I never had a Xbox. Call of Duty, or was that on PC? I can't remember.
It was both.
Oh, was it? Okay. I played a lot of Counter-Strike. 1.6 through Global
I
Offensive.
did play a little Counter-Strike, but I didn't play that much. But play something similar. It's the Riot version, Valorant.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of it.
It's like CS:GO.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, with powers. That's it.
Yeah. What about Halo?
Oh yes, I got into the new Halo, playing that for a while.
Nice.
I didn't buy the campaign, but I bought. I just played the freaking online like multiplayer.
Did you play the original? We're about the same
Oh,
age,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I was homeless. I'm back on like the drag, and I was going to my friend's house. That's all we do was play fucking Halo.
Hang 'em
Get
high
stoned.
pistols.
Yep.
Gulch. What was it? Blood Gulch.
I shouldn't say friend. I should say my drug dealer. He sold me weed. But it's
Hey,
weird.
some of your best friends can be drug dealers.
Because he did a lot of freaking like drugs, but he didn't do weed. I come in there, he's like doing meth or heroin, and I'm like,
He's
what the
like,
fuck?
weed's my limit.
I'm like, yeah, it made no sense to me. It was like, I don't want to do weed. You can keep the rest for yourself. Until that one day, his friends came in with a bunch of shrooms, still soaking wet too, man. This
Oh,
picked
from
up.
like fresh pick.
Yeah,
Jeez.
yeah. And this one guy's back, took off his shirt, was littered with pepper salt. Or rock salt, I mean. Yeah.
Oh,
Got shot in
yeah.
the back by a farmer.
Trying to pick shrooms.
Mhm.
Oh shit. That's the danger of mushrooms. You can get shot in the back.
Mm-hmm. And rock salt won't kill you, but it's painful.
Is that a real thing?
Yeah.
I've heard of it, but I didn't know that
It
people
like
actually did
burns
that.
right into you. Like it hits your skin and cuts it open, and it burns right in because it's like, oh,
Oh man.
and it scars.
That's gonna be a hard day. Well, at least you're not dead.
Yeah, yeah.
So wait, how do we get onto that? We're talking about video games.
Oh,
You're-
yeah, my dealer. Yeah, playing video games, playing Halo.
Oh, yeah, Halo.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
sidetrack again.
Yeah. Any other first-person shooters or whatever games?
Borderlands?
You can ash on the table.
Okay.
But yeah, what other first-person shooters were there?
Oh, check them still.
Oh, did you ever have Nintendo? Did you ever have freaking James Bond 007? Dude, I played a ton
GoldenEye?
of that. GoldenEye. Where you would set these proxy mines where people spawn. Some people get so angry. So if you just go through the maps and you set proxy mines
I hate that shit.
where people spawn, you get an auto kill. You
hate
spawn
that
and
shit.
die. Yeah.
I hated that shit.
Yeah. Or you get that Moonraker.
And the golden gun, I hated too.
Hell yeah. Because that thing could shoot through walls. It had like infinite, range or whatever.
I was old school first person shooter.
Yeah, that was like one of the original ones I ever
Were
played.
you mostly just console, or did you also do PC?
I only did PC. I always played those other people's
Remember
houses.
Wolfenstein? Not the old Wolfenstein, but the new Wolfenstein 3D, where it had it was first person shooter.
No, I never played that, but I know how popular also that was.
That was so good.
But yeah, what nostalgia.
Yeah.
So I can grind on those video games, and I think that's like one of the big appeals to me. I never read too much of the storyline of Diablo. I did. So you were working at Blizzard on all these different games. That'd be pretty cool.
I didn't make
Blizzard,
the games though. All I did was bug repair.
Still, you're just like part of the culture. You're
Yeah.
part of the universe of Blizzard.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
Actually, I got so many perks from Blizzard. It was nice. It was nice. I was a bad person.
How's that? Can you admit it?
Yeah. We had groupies. We had groupies that knew.
shit.
We remember our badges going to Walmart, whatnot. And The girls were like, oh, we work there. Blah, 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 blah. Let's talk.
No, you can't sleep with the fans.
Well, you telling me you never had fun with a chuckle fucker in your life?
No, I mean, yeah, I'm
You
a good
said
boy.
no to chuckle fuckers?
What? I don't know what that word is. What is that?
Oh, chuckle fuckers is the word for us comedians, for our groupies.
Truffle fuckers.
No, chuckle fuckers.
Chuckle. I was like the pig? Truffles? They're snuffing them out, Yeah, no, I didn't know that. Chuckle fuckers. That's kind of fun to say.
Yeah.
So they go after comedians. I don't know. I think I've had some close encounters, but yeah, nothing too crazy.
I would admit to a lot of things, but since we're in the same circles, I can't admit to things on the mic. But things I've seen around our community, oh my God.
Probably the best things.
I know.
Probably the most entertaining things.
I know a few fans. I'll call them fans. Be nice, not say chuckle fuckers.
Chuckle fuckers. Well, you just see them at Kill Tony, they're all lining up to go on stage or whatever.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. Anyway, it's a fine show.
Kill Tony's great. It's fun. I like going. I like going mostly just to go. I rarely sign up anymore. I just want to have fun.
The hang is cool. During and after.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got a great vibe for sure.
I do like the barbecue they have for free at the end of the night.
Oh, they start serving barbecue?
Oh, they had been for a while.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool. Did they do it on the roof, or where did they serve it?
No, down by the radio. I mean, the sound booth.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
After the show, after the whole Kill Tony's finished, they put it up.
Nice.
Yeah.
Did somebody sponsor that, or?
Yes. I forgot who exactly. But
we don't need to name them, just in case this gets views. They
they
gotta pay us.
Fair enough.
We'll do a rev share on that one.
Yeah. Oh man. So when you start this podcast?
Well, I started recording in July, but episodes are only getting released now. So this will be a while. I mean, it's such a learning curve. Maybe this will be interesting to people to talk about starting this stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't have any background in audio, video, content creation, all the social media or any of that.
Okay.
And so much of it has just been learning. One of the most frustrating things with these cameras is you really do want to just use an iPhone because Apple's technology is only going to get better. And they can use that technology can continue to improve on an old iPhone. They're not going to update these cameras.
And they have camera hold frames for them. So you have the gyro, so no matter how much you move, it stays in one place.
Yeah.
You have the lights for it and the speakers.
Now,
and the lenses too.
If you know how to use these, they have such big sensors that you can actually do some really interesting stuff. And so now I've learned a little bit about audio, video, editing, packaging, publishing, all of these different steps to try to get this stuff out there. These are Sony ZV-E10. No, EZV-10. Anyway, whatever.
So
their name is so bad, it should be EZ10. It's ZVWQXY. Why?
I believe in DSLR. DSLR is really nice. I
don't understand the technologies. I know there's full frame, mirrorless, DSLR. I think these are mirrorless.
Yeah, mine are the ones. The DSLRs I like are the mirrorless ones.
The biggest thing I had to learn about exposure was let's see if I can repeat it. I think it's made of aperture, frame rate, and ISO. Aperture is how much the light. I don't know why this was such hard information to find. That's why I feel compelled to share it. But it was aperture is how much light is coming into the sensor. And so you basically want as much light as possible, but you don't want your image overexposed. So you can adjust that with the ISO or with the frame rate. Mm-hmm. The ISO is kind of the gain on volume. It's kind of this, not artificial, but it's not it's not analog. The aperture is more analog. That's how many photons are actually coming into the sensor. And I think the frame rate is as well, because I think that's the speed of the shutter. So physical is what I mean.
Okay, fair enough.
Anyway, so you got to learn all that shit. And then you got to learn how to use Final Cut Pro or whatever you use. And you got to figure out how do you get that updated to Google. And even if you can get it online, nobody's going to click on it. You got to come up with a thumbnail. You got to come up with a title. Unless you have some clout and, obviously this is a building process and I'm learning this stuff. But there's a whole world of going from idea to published on the internet in a way that is consistent with how everyone else is doing it. I'm
kind of messing around with that right now. Using the algorithms around with YouTube, but also my website's almost finished, but I'm having SEO being
Yeah.
on my site, MIGMB, to improve my Google searches too. So not only will you either find my webpage for my comedy or my THC business or my channel, but also you'll find links to my YouTube as well.
So how do you balance the creative side with the entrepreneurial side of like starting all these companies? Like you have like, did you say Mr. THE is a subsidiary of Whitey the Comedian?
Yeah. Basically, I just thought that I have like a lot of ideas what I want to do for myself, and as a comedian, you want to get known. And I thought,
Now, why do you want to get known?
because once you go get known, you have popularity. More people want to watch you. That's how you fill up arenas. That's how you
It's literally how you get paid.
yeah,
Yeah.
basically.
So you want to get paid, right? Like
Every comedian should
yeah,
be thinking
of course.
about that. But
Well, you want to do it for the love of the game and for the art and for the creativity and the outlet and expression.
I do it for the
whatever.
challenge.
You also need to make a living in
yeah,
life
yeah.
and like have a life that you are comfortable with and enjoying or whatever.
This is my midlife crisis right now. This whole being in the arts, I was all about programming for all my life, and finally I said, you know what, maybe something fucking more in my life, and I went to arts.
It might be mine as well, but it is something that is fun to explore.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that is the power of anything creative, is it helps you express yourself.
Yeah.
And then once it's out, you either know that you like it out or whatever, like it's explored. You don't, what sucks are questions.
Yes.
Questions are the worst. Because questions kind of nag at you. But, okay, so you have these two sides. You're doing the entrepreneurial and you're doing the creative. And you wake up, and how do you balance them?
Oh, I look at emails. Emails decides to me what I should do at the time. So I look at my emails that I gotta do, like something for my business, like for my branding, my logos. I work on that.
I guess my question was, do you like try to do a little bit of everything every day, or do you
No,
go in
I'm
sprints?
telling you, it's like
Oh,
it's
okay.
a process of like me getting up, and whatever comes to me first is what I do. Because if I'm not gonna do anything with business, then now I'm thinking of ideas for myself. What can I do to further with myself?
Yeah, right.
And then if I don't have nothing like that, I look for like something I have to do for my business to finish up. So I always have like I go back and forth depending on what is needed at that time.
I go by what I want for breakfast.
Oh wow! I starve myself when I wake up, so
Really?
I do like 8 hours of fasting.
Do you ever just eat so much late at night that you can't eat in the morning? That's when you know you fucked up.
No, not no more, because I'm a big boy, and I don't want to feel like shit when I wake up, or feel like shit when I'm sleeping.
You'd think that after 36 years I would have a little better understanding, but I still lack the insight
I
or the
peck
knowledge.
now. I eat like half of my meals when I eat. I eat almost every 2
Oh,
hours.
you do food prep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh wait, I
sorry, can I-
already asked it. It's just habit for me doing this.
I'll take, or if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
Anyway, I lost our topic, but
We were talking about not food prep. You talking about like how do I
oh yeah, like
Like,
what
it's-
are you most interested in doing? Like,
actually-
I just to speak for myself, I literally go by. I have a couple of routines that I try to do, but it really is just by what is the easiest, like what is the most direct path, what is the least resistance. You know, like if I want to work on something in the morning, that's what I want to work on.
Well, I do have a routine. So when I do get up, I still write every 2 hours. Like, I do 2 hours a day of writing. It can be jokes. It can be like a screenplay. It can be anything. And that focuses my mind for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
And then once I'm done with that, I've accomplished something. I go into my emails, and then I'm like, all right, cool, everything's done here. After that, I think of ideas. It's just like, all right, I have these products I want to make. What I gotta do? All right, I gotta go do my barcode. All right, cool. I have to go do my labeling. All right. I have to go do my COA. All right, that's done now. All right, I got now talk to this one company and figure out what I need for this chemical over here, and then ask someone else for their COA, and then become like their bulk buyer, wholesaler, and then
Jeez, this is a lot of stuff in your head.
Yes. And after that, I'll get a phone call or a text, be like, "Hey, Bernard, you want to come on my podcast? Hey, you want to come to this show? Hey, I need you as a sponsor for this one place. We can be a sponsor. Hey, an investor. I know you can invest and help me out, Bernard. I'm not going to this meeting, Bernard. I know you're really good at meetings. Can you talk for me?" And I'm like,
Yeah, it's because your voice. You do have a great voice. You should. Have you done any voice acting?
Yeah,
In terms
I have.
of yeah, right.
I've done a lot of like nonprofit ones, mostly like games for kids and stuff like that,
Yeah.
or a villain for like
So that's the
fantasy
business
books.
side. Like, how do you come up with material? Like, where does your stand up come from?
I say my stand up comes from my past. I I just like think of like things that happened in my past from movies, shows, like news, politics, religion, whatever, and I'll blend it into like my own jokes. Like right now, I'm working on like Black history. The like issues and problems for different like Black musicians and comedians and actors in the past.
Issues and problems.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like,
It's anything that bugs you.
did you know that there was two well-known Black men who have been like known, not really known who they were, but people love their music and love the talent.
Isn't there a ton?
Chubby Checker. Oh, not Chubby Checker. Sorry, not Chubby Checker. It was. Oh my God, not Chubby Checker. It was.
I never heard of him.
Yeah, Chubby Checker is older musician.
I don't know any musicians. I'm so bad
Oh
at that
man.
stuff.
Well, what should I say? This one singer, he was signed up to a record label, which they allowed this another musician who was white to copy whatever songs the Black musician made. And the white musician was being paid 8 times more than the Black musician. And his songs were fucking just fire. Great songs. So to get around that, he started like to sing his songs faster. So the other guy couldn't keep up.
There you go.
So that's one way he got around that. And he was well known for his music.
So your comedy is a lot of just whatever catches your attention.
Yeah.
It sounds like.
Yeah.
And is it mostly past stuff or is it present stuff? Like,
Mostly past and present.
okay, I'm okay. You can just set it on the table. And then what kind of acting would you be interested to do? I would love to hire, if somebody would just hire me and pay me money to like go and smile on a screen. It's like, that'd be great, right? That'd be great. Like, how do you get that?
Oh God. Basically, I just took some classes online during the quarantine, and after like 6 months of classes, I started doing like Backstage.com.
Okay, I've looked at that stuff, but
$30 a month, you find gigs. I find gigs like that,
yeah.
and I had like done 4 films, and that's when I started myself like I need to start writing. I need to start doing voice work too on the side, make some extra money, you know.
Yeah, totally.
And I was making like $3,000 a week for like voice work.
That's like a ridiculous amount of money.
I loved it, man.
Why'd you
But
stop?
the business is too much for me to do and do voice work at the same time.
Well, that's a good decision to have to make.
Yeah, it is. It is.
$3,000 a month doing what?
Books. Like, it took me like 27 hours to do one book. I could do like maybe 2 books a week if I wanted to, but I had comedy I was doing, so I wanted to just do a book a month or 2 books a month, and that was $6,000 a month. That's good pay. I know.
Book like somebody auditioned, and see, to me it just seems like that same grind of comedy. So comedy is all about auditions, right? You're auditioning for other comedians, and that process of auditioning is kind of takes its own toll.
Yeah.
And it has its own cost. And so I think that's like one of the things I respect about like anyone grinding on comedy full time.
I think you misunderstood me. I didn't mean book as in booking, as in like audiobook.
Oh, I guess I don't understand that at all. What
I'll do a
audiobook?
voiceover for audiobook.
Oh, yes.
For
Right.
27
That'd
hours.
be a great idea.
Yeah.
Totally.
And that'll give me like, $3,000 for one audiobook.
And you get to, it'd be cool to read a book that you know
Yeah.
or whatever, like, or
It was
that
like
you'd be interested in the author, I guess.
$97 an hour So just think about that, 27 hours.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, so that's the hard thing about comedies. You don't get paid, and you're constantly auditioning.
Yes.
And you're like constantly being evaluated and judged for your performance.
That's true.
And honestly, there's like this gatekeeping aspect that I can't help but bitch about.
I understand totally.
Where like it's not one of the things that I like about YouTube, and I'm obsessed with this topic right now, is the time to audience is zero. It is zero. You could just upload a video of you talking and it's into the universe now.
Yeah.
Now, maybe nobody watches it because who cares? But if you take the time to learn and iterate, package, and you go through the steps to actually like learn about it all, then I think it can be a pretty interesting medium for expressing ideas.
Yep. That is a fair assumption because I put on a bunch of videos on my YouTube channel called Whitey the Comedian.
I looked at them. I was looking at it. Yeah.
I was like all my old stuff, like when I started beginning my comedy.
Yeah. Did you have Sky Room in there, or what was it? Sky High Mic, Bianca's mic.
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah,
Nice.
Sky High Mic. I had the one on Rainy that was around for a while.
I never went to that one.
Also, I've had Tanya's Bar, The Creek.
Tiniest Bar.
Yeah.
Do they still do that one?
Yeah. Every Tuesday and Thursday.
That one's like unlimited lines, same as
Yeah.
Lucky Duck or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, so but like to even do that grind, how many hours do you think it is to like go do all those mics? It's like 3-4 hours.
I noticed that when I got into this scene, I was doing at least like 6 more mics than everybody else because everybody's working, have jobs, and I was retired. But I'll do like 10 to 14 mics a week.
Yep, there you go. That's the grind I respect. That's the grind I like in video games.
Yeah.
Is like when you can find a process and
Yeah.
repeat it. It's a good grind.
I kind of slowed down now. I only do like maybe like 6 to 7. But there's a reason why, because I'm busy. And plus, I'm doing shows too. So, I mean,
What's your favorite clubs here in the city?
ooh. Vulcan's fun. I like it. The Creek is a great place too. Other than that, I love Casino. Casino has the best burgers in town, I swear.
Casino.
Yeah, it's Casino El Camino on 6th Street.
I don't know.
Oh, man. You followed me around one day downtown, and
Get into some casinos.
like this just sound kind of weird. I know how much you love protein in your diet. Fogo de Chao is the place to go.
Really?
You ever been there before?
No, but I've been to one in LA. It's the
Brazilian
Infinite Meat.
Steakhouse.
Yeah.
You didn't like it?
I liked it, but I am spoiled.
Oh,
There's a place in Utah called, how am I blanking on the name? Tucanos. And it is that same thing done like to the extreme with the salad bar, with the meats. They really mix it up.
Nice. I do like this another new place too. It was a barbecue place on Congress. I think called Smothers or Soldiers, but they have like beef ribs on the bone.
Yeah.
And they're like freaking huge.
Yeah.
And you like look at it, and they ask you want dipped or not dipped. I'm like, what do you mean? I guess I'll try it dipped. What's dipped? They get the whole bone, put it like this vat of barbecue sauce, and dip it,
Yep.
and put it on like the paper. And I'm like,
Goodness golly.
yeah.
Sorry, I got to a weird place there.
They're expensive, you know. I got that and the pork ribs. Just try both. No, that brisket and pork ribs. It cost me like $65.
Yeah, the pork or the rib is expensive.
Yeah.
The beef rib is
But that's
expensive.
a lot of meat.
It is a lot of meat. I've been making a lot of food. Yeah, like I'm on these cooking videos I do. I have been off diet. I've been fueled by basically tortilla chips for the last little bit. So,
Well, you had grill. You know, if you had a grill, barbecuing meat's fun.
yeah, it is fun. And I do enjoy it. But I did it for like 3 months straight or whatever.
Oh.
And so now I'm just like refeeding on all the whatever just to get, it's kind of like you have to have like these balancing mechanisms in life.
I noticed that you never did so far any like stews or soups. Is that a wonder thing for you?
No, I don't like stews or soups.
Beef stew? No.
Yeah, I don't need to drink my meat. I'll just eat it. Why do I got to drink it? You know, like if I get to drink it, give me a straw. Let me spoon it in my mouth.
So
Come on.
chili? No.
I'll eat chili. That's medium enough for me. Because that's almost a paste.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
That's funny.
If you get a stew that's level, I could do it, maybe. But I won't choose chili too often. It's pretty rare.
Oh, okay.
That's a rare roll in the games.
Chili, cheese, and what was it? This is my fucked up meal at Bender's. I will go in there, ask them for the mini corn dogs and cover it with chili and cheese.
It'd be really good. I want to do more of these videos where it's not all like the same. It's not all the same
topic.
Yeah, it's not all the same topic.
Yeah.
So I have like this batter mix that I use for everything. It's basically oat flour, eggs, and kefir. And it's this base that you can just like add, you can add a little sweetener to it. You can add some protein powder. You can add peanut butter. You can add all sorts of stuff. Vanilla, baking powder. And depending on what you add to that base, you can make a bunch of stuff. And so, but generally when I get into diet mode, I'm just eating like the same exact thing all the time. And it just kind of becomes a routine. It becomes automatic. But then you like eat the same thing so much that it starts to get gross. And you're like, I need to mix it up.
So for tacos, I know it's like, I don't know if it's Texans or is everybody in the world. You can get up in Texas or Austin and eat a breakfast taco or have a taco during the day, every single day. And you never get tired of that shit. Why is tacos like that amazing meal that you can eat?
It's so satisfying. Let's see if we can figure it out. Why? It's got like great texture, great meat.
And depending on the shell, you know, corn or flour. I love flour myself. Flour absorbs all that juices.
You get the absorption and the soft bite. Why do I need a chip breaking off and slicing my mouth?
I love meaty tacos, but I also love bean and cheese for some reason. Bean and cheese with like onion in it.
Staple.
It's just,
hey, that's great.
Hot sauce.
Doesn't need to be fancy.
No, I'll eat those.
Yes. Well, I always want some meat in it, but I think it's the combination of the savory with all of the textures, the warmth. Then you get spices layered on with the salsa, maybe an extra texture and notes with guac or sour cream. Get some cheese in there, and that just kind of like binds it all together. It's hard not to like it.
I made my own taco. I'll call it the Texan True Taco.
Texan True.
And I would like fry me up like some like flour tortillas, put fried like iron skillet fried potatoes in there, cover it with chili, like real not like canned chili, but really made chili that's thick. But like mixed with venison chili, cheese, onion.
Really? You like that game meat?
Yeah.
The gamey flavor?
You don't like game?
I've never had it. I mean, I've had it enough to know that there's a gamey flavor, but I don't go and buy it or whatever. I don't know if that flavor exists if you buy it at the grocery store either.
One day I'll fix you my venison chili and you'll see.
I'd love it. I used to live in Colorado and I was doing a Mormon mission.
Oh shit!
I don't know if just throw that out there. But the people in like the community would offer all of this game meat all the time. So we always had like the best thing was I think it was like a moose jerky.
Ooh.
And it was like these round slices. The guy had this giant collection of whatever. The ward mission leader at the time, I can't remember his name, but anyway, so I did have a period, and it was like fresh sausage and whatever, all sorts of stuff that we had. Tasty. Yeah, it was pretty good.
Never had moose.
That was one of the best parts of like being like in. Do you know much about Mormon missions? So basically, Mormons go out for 2 years and they proselytize on behalf of the church, and there's all these systems and structure, or there's all these systems to like take care of them, and they go through their mission or whatever. And a big one is that the community that they're living in gives them a ton of food, like 5 times more than they could ever eat. And it's amazing. And so you always have like, really good food.
Man, I can imagine. That sounds like an enjoyable time.
Oh yeah. Well, it's got its pros and cons, but I'd say more pros than cons, at least. For where I was at that time.
So you were Mormon growing up?
Yep.
How was that? Are you still Mormon?
Not. I mean, I'm baptized or whatever, but I don't think that you're supposed to smoke weed and.
I don't know. I don't know any rules of most religions.
Yeah. I know that is a rule, and you're not supposed to. So I am whatever that is.
It's kind of Hinduist like everybody else, right?
Yeah. Spiritual. It's
Yeah.
spiritual.
Yeah, it's spiritual. You believe in
It's
like
kind of an annoying
love for
term.
all.
Yeah. Yeah. How about you? Do you believe there's,
I believe in the
life
spirits
after
and
death?
there's a power, but I don't believe in most things. Like
Do you believe in
God-ish.
life after death?
I believe in reincarnation.
What do you want to come back as?
Ooh. Want to hear my theory on reincarnation?
Yeah.
I believe. Okay, this is deep. All right. So I believe that everything we've seen that entertain us, stories, movies, books, games, whatever, are just ideas people brought from like their own mental dreams of like other like lives in other worlds. They brought that world with them and they made it here as a game. So I feel like isekai. You know what isekai is? Isekai is a term for anime weebs, to where you would die in this world, but we were born in another world that benefits you. So you're like a badass in that world. Starting from age like 1 being born, and you go to the whole world like with the knowledge of your past world.
Isekai?
Isekai.
Isekai.
Yeah.
And what exactly is it? Can you repeat that?
It's like dying in your world you were born in and being reborn in a new world,
Isekai.
but a different dimension, a different other world.
Do you have any memory of your past life?
No.
What was
no.
the point then? You might as well consider it not even you.
Because it might happen, it might not happen, but if I believe it might happen,
Well, if you can't remember it, there's no point. Like maybe, I guess they say you have to get through some level
Just
and then
because
you'll get enlightened or whatever.
we don't remember. We have proof that people around do remember some of their past lives. So
There have been theories on this.
yeah,
There's this interesting podcast called Justin Riddle Podcast. He's like this, I don't know, researcher or some guy. He's a professor basically with a PhD. He's actually not some guy. He has really interesting ideas. And so he's like speculating on like these mathematical, physical connections between religion and math. So basically he wants to explain things like consciousness with math. And one of the ideas that he had, have you heard anything about quantum physics? So have you heard of entanglement? Okay, so like entanglement is this idea that you can have two particles, which are like all things are made of atoms, right? We're all just a collection of atoms. Atoms are made of particles. So you can have two particles that are entangled. And like if you adjust one here, it adjusts on the other one instantly, no time. It's like somehow information travels faster than the speed of light, which is kind of crazy. So anyway, there's all these quantum principles, and he is like speculating that like that can explain all of these different phenomena of nature, including like consciousness and maybe even life after death, or synchronicity is an idea that like you ever feel like something just was too much of a coincidence.
Yeah.
And you're like, there's something that happens where, yeah, it's like too much of a coincidence is like the best way I can phrase it.
He would like walk near a place, and for some reason gave you this eerie, dreadful feeling, but there was no reason for it behind it at all.
Yeah.
Same kind of feeling, same kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like that is a memory from yourself of a past life.
Totally.
Not you. You don't know what happened, but you're something in your psyche, your subconscious, your cells.
Your cells, yeah.
Know something bad happened.
Ancestrally, or even in the back of your mind, because you forget almost everything. What do you forget? 99.999. Nobody can remember their life as a timeline.
Exactly.
And so, but some part of your brain probably does remember it. And then that's where you get like these emotional like anomalies or whatever.
Exactly.
So anyway, that guy tries to like explain all that with math and science.
Interesting. Have you watched it all the way through?
No, I just started.
Oh, okay.
But it's interesting that there's even people thinking about it, because scientists generally aren't willing to deal in kind of like those speculative terms. Like they're all rational and stuff. So anyway, just some fun ideas out there.
Things are changing.
Yeah, things are changing.
World's evolving.
How do you think Austin is going to evolve?
Well, I'm going to be the next Lorne Michaels of Austin, so I'll be there for every change.
Who's that?
Oh, he's the one that runs SNL.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I plan on doing my studio, getting that going, getting comedians in. Like I want to help the community. I want to actually get everybody together and help each other. You know, I don't want people to just be like cutthroat for themselves.
Right.
But it's gonna take some time. I know, but
Yeah.
everybody on one wing, on one roof, like writers, you know, directors, you know, people who can start help with a business like this.
So the pessimist case is that, not pessimist, but like a negative way to look at Austin is that it's kind of Hollywood 2.0. A bunch of people are like moving here, trying to like seek fame or whatever.
Exactly.
And the other, but like we talked about, like how do you make an income and a living as a comedian? Well, you have to do ticket sales, blah, blah, blah. It all kind of like comes out to like being known, gives you a platform, but you can grow from there or whatever. And so everybody wants the same thing. And it's cool because that aligns all of our incentives.
Actually, it's funny. My accountant and my marketer asked me, like, we're all together talking. I was like, how do you make a living? Like, you have no job, and you're just doing this business that's not making that much money right now. And I'm like, oh, I got investors. I love investments. My job is not to have a job. My job is
not to have a job.
Yeah, my job is
That'd be
to
pretty great.
be branding.
Yeah, you got to like have some sponsors.
Yeah.
Well, that's where you can get to, and a lot of these influencers have proven that as a model, which I think really is just a distribution of, I don't know, like it's all about ads. It's all about controlling eyeballs.
True.
Like the Snapchat application is competing with TikTok and Instagram and this podcast. And like, obviously that's why it's so hard to start anything new, because there's already such big players out there.
So that's why I have plans for my streaming. Well, I'm not streaming, my channel. Like, I'm going to go out to every single city around the United States that has comedy going on. Be there for a month, figure out who all the like local comedians are, show the world them, and then do a showcase at the very end of that month for all the people that have been like on the show.
Like go from city to city?
Yeah.
That'd be really cool.
And I'm bringing like a local comedian with me from Austin to go with me to different cities that they're from.
Well, if you start getting paid through different means, what could be cool is like a series of like, just imagine if Elon Musk, do you believe in him?
I believe he has money and he has plans, but do I believe he's going to work? I can't say yes or no to that, so I'm not sure.
Yeah. And so he talks about like having these cars drive themselves. And you could imagine that there would be like a driverless tour bus. Well, why not buy 10 of those and chain them together? And like all of a sudden you have like a moving city, and you could like have 100 people. You have 100 people because it would all be automated.
Yeah.
I mean, but more likely you'd have like 10.
You have to first wait for the cars to stop hitting dummy children.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's probably going to be a while before that happens. Maybe 2030s.
Because you know what's going to happen is people, mama's going to be in their car, be auto driving, and him and his girlfriend or girlfriends, or him or his boyfriend are on the backseat fucking.
Oh, that's terrifying.
Yeah, and the car's driving itself.
Oh, that's one way to risk your life.
Like, and you know it's going to happen. Come on, tell me it's not going to happen in the future.
Well, it'll happen in the future, but like I'm sure people have done stuff like that today, and the technology isn't that advanced.
No.
There's a long way
to go. Can you imagine, like, you know, you're driving on the down road with your family, the kids are just yelling in the back. They start being silent for some reason. You don't know why. You look back and you see them looking at the outside of the side of the window, and all you see is a driverless car pass you and a butt up in the air, like going up and down.
Yeah, that's gonna happen. Yeah, you see some ass shaking in that.
Yeah, fogging up the whole like windows.
Yeah. But it would be cool to have like a sleep pod, like that could like drive you from like San Francisco to New York City, and have it be like
fuck flying anymore. Just do it. Oh my god, yes.
Yeah, what would you rather do? Fly in like 1/4 the time, or have like a comfortable little hotel room that just brings
if I had
places?
A personal jet, I will do the flying. I don't want to be in first class. I don't want to be in jumbo jet.
Really?
Give me a fucking
first class. You get to watch all the plebs go by.
What do you think you can do in your private jet?
Nothing. It's like
exactly.
That's when you really made it. Is when that feeling doesn't satisfy you anymore.
Yeah.
That's when you made it. Like, yeah, I'm beyond it.
And with a pod, I wouldn't mind it. You know, it was safe enough. I would do like $100 million freaking RV that was automated. Fucking fly, I can live in that shit. I would never have to leave the fucking RV until I'm in my destination.
See, I'd rather have $110 million RVs.
Not one $100 million RV
Yeah.
that drives by itself, gets to your destination.
No, well, yeah, I want them all to drive because if once it works for one car, it works for every car. That's the cool thing about self-driving is it only has to happen once. Once they make a full revolution on the technology, it can continue and just only
It's
improve.
kind of amazing because if you had an RV that drove by itself, you just stayed in your room, had
Yeah,
RV
right.
supplied with food, alcohol. You're just watching shit, doing your job, fucking writing your fucking comedy. You know,
Yes, from road to road,
From
from
road-
stop to
yeah,
stop. You
yeah.
literally program a route through the U.S.
And you never have to leave your fucking car. Like
Yeah.
when you get to a destination for a show, the show provides refuel and food for your vehicle. So when you're finished, you just go on back to your road trip back to the city.
Yeah, so hopefully he can make self-driving cars.
That'd be nice.
That would be nice.
Oh my god! But it's something nice to have like someone drive you around because they're like your driver / bodyguard almost. You know, they watch your ass.
Yeah, it's nice to have just like a mobile hotel room.
And then having people with you because I didn't really believe in having an entourage, but if you have an entourage of like fellow comedians,
I was gonna say if you're doing, it's not even an entourage. If you're doing something, you could build a whole show.
Yeah.
Of like 8 people or whatever.
Yeah.
You know,
that'd be much more funner than going by yourself.
1,000%.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's like you get multiple of them chained together,
Oh,
and then each person, 2 or 3 people to a RV, and then you have like anyway, it could be cool.
all I heard in my head was Road Warrior.
What is that? Is that a movie? I think?
Freaking like Mad Max.
Oh, yeah.
So you have like this one chain of like RVs driving by themselves. You know, Master Blaster.
That was such a good movie, Mad Max.
So yeah, basically like a bunch of semis or RVs,
Yeah.
automated, with fucking people just having fun and having a good time
Having a
inside.
good time, coming up with jokes, coming up with maybe even
FaceTiming
mostly-
each other from each other's RVs.
Yeah,
That's ridiculous.
yeah. I bet that'll happen within 10 years. Because
Hopefully by then we'll have flying cars. Then we'll have flying RVs. That'll be fine.
yeah, they say they're supposed to happen. These
Automated flying RVs. I mean, that'd be
automated
fine.
flying RVs. No, the
That'd
cars.
that'd be fine if it was automated flying cars.
They have super scaled up drones that can fly people.
Because people wouldn't be able to fly the vehicles themselves. The vehicles would fly themselves because it will have a program that's
Yeah.
all connected. They have like the flight patterns for like airlines, so people will know where cars are, so people can avoid collisions.
Yeah,
Yeah.
eVTOLs,
Yeah.
electric vertical
Yeah.
takeoff and landing
Yep,
vehicles.
yep. So it wouldn't be like manual, won't be possible. That's for emergency situations.
Right.
It'll be just freaking automated.
It'll be way safer to be automated
Yeah.
once the technology actually gets there.
Yeah.
Who knows if it'll be this decade, could
Yeah.
be next decade.
I'm saying if we have flying cars by then, then might as well have that available too.
Yeah, I mean, this stuff seems so pie in the sky right now.
We've been flying cars for like past 30 years.
Yeah, it is kind of funny though. It is like a flying car. I
Yeah.
think they are limited on range. I think they can only go like 250 miles, something like that. But that's even kind of a lot of miles.
Well, think about it too. Have you seen the automated delivery services around Austin?
I have those freak me out, and they remind me of Flight of the Navigator. Did you ever see that?
Yes,
You remember the robot on that?
Yes.
That like brought you the hamburger?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God. I just want to see it too. I'm like watching it. I'm like, somebody try to rob them or fuck with them or kick them or whatnot. You know, but it seems everybody leaves them alone.
Yeah, for the most part, people are chill like that.
Yeah.
But DoorDash is basically that. I feel like DoorDash is way better than that. Flight of the Navigator didn't see it coming.
Wait for like the drones that actually fly around, delivery stuff. So I know they're out in certain places, but we don't have those yet.
Yeah, there's going to be flying drones that deliver stuff. Amazon's been working on that forever, but I think it's a hard problem. I don't know.
I think it's scary.
Why? Because they're going to like drop out of the sky on people's heads.
That or like how hard would it be to change a drone into a personal weapon?
Super easy. Yeah, like target people with that or spy on them. Yeah, like there's an idea that's been much talked about, which is that there's going to be limited to no privacy in the future. And I super agree with that.
'Cause like you wouldn't even need like a camera would be on the machine, of course, on a drone, but you even have like the voice, like the eavesdropper like equipment to where you point equipment towards a window or something, and you hear everything going on inside that place. That's real equipment. That's like a real piece of equipment,
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
that people use to listen to people's
Surveil.
conditions. Yeah,
Totally.
and
And
put
you
on
could attach that to a drone.
yeah, and that's like no privacy.
Or like a telescoping HD 8K camera. You know, it can be like a mile away, impossible to hear, gas powered.
We already have drones that have weapons on them, but that's military.
Yeah.
I know they're all military, but we still have drones that have weapon systems on them. I'm just saying.
Don't you think that'd be kind of a cool thing to do in the military would be to be the drone controller? I feel like I would do that job. I could do that job. If I'm ever in the military, I want to be a drone guy.
You'd be like, I have no remorse. I play video games most of my life.
It's a total video.
Yeah.
Well, don't you think in the future it'll be GDPs fighting? So you'll be fighting with your economies and you'll be just battling drones. So like instead of sending people to war, you send your economies to war and you just burn money.
See, at that point, I hope we get down to virtual reality, to where we can like just play our games and play our wars in virtual reality without people dying.
I think that's kind of what it's going to become is like, what is the total productive output of a
Yeah.
country? Because there's like Ender's Game, there's
Yeah.
Ready Player One, kind
Yeah.
of. Anyway, there's a lot of ideas of like automated drone control.
Like, who knows, the first mission to Mars might just be robots, and that's using our fucking, like, VR to get to control them.
Do you believe in artificial intelligence? Like, what if the drones are better than humans?
AI.
That they didn't need to be controlled.
Oh, yeah, have you heard the story about overseas Japan? They're making these robots for military. There's 4 robots, and they went haywire and started firing on, like, the testers. They killed 29 testers with metal casing bullets.
That's a sci-fi movie.
They destroyed one, turned off 3, but one of the 3 were still functioning and downloading data from the server, and how they can get past it's shut down.
Holy shit.
So it wasn't self-aware, but it was a survival program they had in it.
You have the Google Lambda. Did you hear about that? It was a chatbot that one of their engineers claimed was alive. Although, I mean, anyway, I think it's been mostly debunked at this point. It's more just like a thought experiment. Is like, when do these things have rights? And if we ever get there, I think there's a good. No, it does seem like we're gonna get there.
I might sound bad about this and might do me wrong, but if we create a new species, we gotta kill it.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, otherwise it's gonna take over.
That's all I gotta say, because we are a dominant species, and we create a species.
No.
We are always trying to create something better than us, or better
course,
than
of
anything.
course.
And now it's dominant species. So how are we now from like the masters to the slaves?
Okay, so would you integrate with them?
Shit.
Would you accept their alien technology and upgrade yourself into their level or whatever it is?
If we're talking about cyborgs and like, yeah, I probably would, because that sounds amazing to me.
Yeah, and I bet they would want to take physical form.
Yeah. So would you allow a AI to impregnate your wife or daughter to create their own body?
If I was an AI, I'd be down.
Yeah.
I have to be an AI though.
But no, I'm saying not you were AI, but if you were the father.
Or
husband.
I don't know. I think generally I trust nature more than I trust humans.
Because say like, your wife can't have a child, but this AI can give your wife a child, but it's going to be the AI growing inside.
I don't know. I think I would want natural.
Okay.
Yeah. But if there was a way to like upgrade. So did you ever see the movie Her?
Yeah.
What's that guy's name? Joaquin Phoenix?
Yeah.
Yeah. He did
Joker.
it was like this love story between an artificial intelligence and a person.
That's so fun, yeah.
And yeah, like one of the things that annoyed me about his character was like, why didn't he ever ask to integrate with them? Like that would have been the first question I asked as soon as like anything would have been, you guys are going? Like, take me with you. Holy shit. Like you can figure out all this crazy technology, but you can't figure out a way to turn the human mind into a digital object. Like that's crazy to me. Like, I would become an AI if it meant I didn't have to, die.
Like, you ever seen Ghost in the Shell?
No.
I gotta get like you experienced in so many things, sir.
Tell me about it.
Ghost in the Shell is an anime about this world like it's like 2069. Everybody has cybernetic implants or parts. So people have whole bodies with a conscience put into a fucking like freaking doll, basically.
Whoa.
So yeah, you can have different like military one or models that are like for like bodyguarding, protecting, or
Could I be the Chucky
modeling.
doll?
Huh?
You like you could be anything from history.
Yeah.
You could be a book. Yeah.
So basically, yeah, you can just like put your consciousness in any kind of robot, basically, or any kind of cybernetic like thing, or you can surf the cyberware net in your whole state. Your body's dead, but your mind's in that cyberware state. Yeah, and it's an amazing concept.
What would you rather have, that or reincarnation?
Reincarnation, because with cyberware like that, you have chances of being hacked.
Okay, but what is the point of reincarnation if you can't remember anything?
Sometimes
Like,
you do.
what's the point?
Sometimes you don't.
Okay, well, you got to remember a lot of it, I feel like, in order for it to matter. Like details. I want details. You know? I want like 80% what I got
Fair
right
enough
now.
chance. In isekais, they remember all information from the past life.
That's cool.
But in real life, only like, maybe 1 to 2 people out of 1 million remember their past life, maybe?
Yeah, what's the point then? You know, like, put me in the computer then. I'd rather have the computer.
Well, actually, there's another way to figure out your past life. That's hypnosis. So you can figure out your past life with hypnosis, but that's a weird way of getting around it.
That'd be cool if there was, like, some way to access it.
Maybe next time you do a podcast, you can get somebody who knows some hypnosis. And actually, that's
I
not
would
freaky.
love that. I would love that, actually. To be hypnotized? That'd be so cool. Do you know any hypnotists?
No.
Okay. Well, if you meet one, send them my way. For real.
Oh, God.
A hypnotist. I a little bit don't believe in it, and from what I understand, in order for it to work, you kind of have to believe in it. And if you do believe in it, then it works, which is like kind of how the mind works, placebo effect.
Well, there's another way to do it, is to weaken your will, weaken your mind. And the best way to weaken your will, weaken your
Drugs and
mind
alcohol.
is drugs and alcohol.
Yeah.
Or do some like ayahuasca or peyote. I'm not sure that. That'll definitely weaken your will. You ever thought about going out to like Colombia or where they have all the ayahuasca and try it, do your spirit walk?
Wait, why do we want to weaken our wills?
Oh, ayahuasca helps you do like a spirit walk. If you don't find your inner you,
Oh, yeah. Oh.
you do it for a whole week.
Anyway, I don't think I would rather go in the computer. I want to go in the
He's
computer.
like, fuck the drugs.
Yeah, fuck the drugs. Fuck the reincarnation. Let's create digital people.
Digital and cybernetic.
We could do that if we like focus on it hard for like
Like,
maybe a couple hundred years.
do you know how many people's wet
I have no idea.
dreams
Could be
is cybernetics?
Probably more and more.
Yeah. Like,
But it's going to happen because they already have like articulating arms
Yeah.
that like tap into your nerves.
cybernetics is going to be a big thing. Like, whoever creates the best cybernetic parts in the future, like cyberpunk style, done.
I like that style.
Yeah.
I don't know it too well, but I've seen the visuals.
Like, would you remove your eyes just to have better eyes?
I've had that thought. Yeah, dude. I don't know. I've had that thought before. How much better are they? What can they do?
Oh, they're digital. They're like robot eyes. I'm sure. Like, much depends how much money you put them into them. You know, so
Max settings.
shoot, X-ray vision, zoom. You
Yeah.
know, probably like seeing,
Capture,
like,
record,
data, like go through the air.
analytics.
Yeah,
Automatic.
because that you like I guess with your mind you can like change your eyes to see the like EM like waves in the air for like online or Bluetooth whatever, and you can like click on it
Holy
and
shit.
you'll like you could hopefully like hear and see what's on that wavelength. You
Oh,
know?
that's awesome.
Yeah.
You can
And-
do like different spectrums, infrared,
Yeah.
visual light,
Yeah.
whatever they are. Gamma rays. You could like look at the sky in gamma ray and then infrared. That alone would be worth
Dude,
it.
especially at night watching like the stars. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Oh,
You can like watch like events. You could watch
Yeah.
like two stars collide in almost real time or whatever.
and why couldn't your eyes scan stuff?
Yeah, no, it
Like
would be
unlock a garage
hard
door?
choice. It would be a hard choice to lose your biological eye, which is basically part of your brain.
Yeah.
So your brain is growing out into these holes.
Yeah.
That's your eyeballs. It's your brain.
Yep. Cybernetic
so
implants.
what was that?
Cybernetic implants.
Yeah, I mean, if it could do all that, it was safe, reliable. They had 1 million implants. I would do it.
Like, would you remove your own digestive system to where all you had to do was eat like a liquid food, and that's all you need to sustain yourself?
I'd do the opposite. I'd get a furnace in there. I'd get something that just like burns however donuts I can get down the hatch.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, possibilities are endless in the future. Hopefully for us, if we're still survive by then,
I don't know.
because humanity, I know there's always someone saying man's on the brink of killing itself, but we're always on the brink of killing ourselves.
But people always say that as well, and it's like,
Yeah.
you know, most people are fine.
Everybody's worried about the whole like Ukraine and Russian war, and we're like when the Russians were like bombing their nuclear like reactor.
That's scary.
I was like, man, it's like even worse than doing a nuke. Like the
Nothing happened,
winds.
though.
Yeah. They stopped
Did they stop?
bombing it. Yeah.
What do you know the latest?
No, I'm much like I've been avoiding most of that story
Yeah,
because
I don't even.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's just not even touch it.
But yeah, like even with like was it China and Korea talking about like you fuck with us, we're gonna use our bombs. I'm like, what's everybody have nukes for? Everybody has nukes.
Nancy
and let's use them.
Pelosi's flight. Yeah.
Dude. Like
It's high tensions out there.
I thought they got rid of all like I thought the plan was getting rid of all the nukes, right? Wasn't it was it like we had like an armistice or something like that where we were supposed to get rid of all our nukes?
We were supposed to get rid of all of our nukes, but I don't think we were supposed to. No, yeah, like there was like a de-armament phase, but I think we still have a ton. Dude, did you see Top Gun? Speaking of nukes,
Okay. I was doing business. I had to wait for something to get done, so I went to watch Top Gun. I watched all the importance of Top Gun, but never watched the last action scene.
what's the last action scene
Where
they go through the actual thing?
Yeah.
How did you miss that? That's the whole movie.
I had to leave to make sure I got my stuff for like place closed.
You got to rewatch it.
Yeah.
But what's so cool about that is just like the physical jet, you know.
Oh yeah. Top Gun was always good about doing their jet scenes really well, man.
Yeah, it was a total remake, and it
Yeah.
almost seemed like they were trying to do it that way, where they like literally included every scene, sometimes almost annoyingly so. But
Rooster, really?
yeah, exactly.
Rooster?
Yeah, it's so
Really?
like on the nose, as they say. But it seems like it was an intentional thing,
Yeah.
because it was that way. But still, the visuals were crazy. It was crazy.
Yeah.
And you got to respect a guy that does his own stunts. Like Tom Cruise is out there pulling G's, you know?
I felt that once when those like Blue Angel like tag along fly-ins. G's are not fun.
You were in one?
Yeah.
How did that happen?
You have 2 seats, and you can like take it with them and fly around.
Don't those cost millions of dollars to like get off the ground?
Yeah. No, it was Blue Angels. They were like not those kind, but they were another kind of jet plane that they use for stunts.
Oh, that's crazy. When I was living in Colorado, I lived at this Air Force Academy that they got out there. And they constantly have planes going. And sometimes, like a couple times a year, they have shows. And so you're always like seeing some jets. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, Phil G's like even go to NASA in Houston.
I think
and do the G machine, you'll feel the fucking feeling.
Well, I was at like in the fairs they have those spinning things, and you get sucked to the wall.
Yeah,
and you can kind of move around on the wall.
It's not the same thing.
It's been a while since I did one of those.
It's like much more intense.
Yeah.
Like I felt like I couldn't breathe for a few times. That's why they have those masks on their face. Cause,
you're supposed to hold your breath.
Yeah.
Force. It's kind of the same thing. Like anytime you're upside down, as often as you are, but if you are upside down, all the blood starts rushing to your head, and you kind of have to do that same thing of like focus on not blacking out and not losing strength. Basically, you're trying to like maintain this level of focus and strength.
Also, you could have joined the military. Why did you join the military?
I did it for the Mormons. I was part of their military.
I didn't know they had a military.
No, proselytizing.
Oh,
they're anyway. The military, I always saw it as kind of like for people that didn't know what to do, but I bet if you actually went into it with high intention, you could do a ton. So, I think that's everything. It's like how much intention you bring into it.
freaking military. My brother did it, so I didn't want to do it. The whole family did it.
Really?
Yeah. Father, mother, brother.
I mean, it's a totally respectable life. It's absolutely.
No,
You know.
I respect all in the military. It's just that wasn't for me.
Is there any that you don't respect? There has to be someone. Like, who don't we disrespect? Well, how about the commander in chief? It's hard to respect a guy that falls off his bike. Come on.
The baby sniffer.
The baby sniffer. That's so creepy. It's so creepy. Anytime you sniff, it's like, why do you got to get the smell? You got to get the smell of it?
I run into a video I saw of a guy in a grocery store following these two women, and he was creeping behind them. When they didn't notice, he'd lean over and smell their asses.
Ugh. Ugh.
Yeah.
Of all places.
Yeah.
I bet there's a lot of data in the ass because dogs do it all the time, right?
But a human being doing it is just so, and without them knowing it, it's like two white ladies and a black guy doing it.
He doesn't even know why he's doing it.
And you think about it, is that an offense? Can you be arrested for that? So I don't think you can because you're not touching them. You're just smelling their space.
I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I mean, obviously there is something wrong with it, but I don't think you're breaking any law.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, what yeah.
We should have a minimum distance rule of like 6 inches. Like personal space is like, maybe by smell. That's a good way to measure.
So how would you feel if you were like at the grocery store and a fine ass lady bent down and smelled your ass?
I'd be into it. Whatever, man.
Yeah.
That's what she needs. I'm just glad she's paying attention.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
See, double standards, man. Double standards.
Yeah. No, I'd rather have that happen than. I mean, it's a little fucking weird. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
We're like, what are you doing? Why? But there is probably a lot of data in there.
Maybe so.
Yeah.
But usually I plug it up.
Plug up the data.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay. Well, we gotta coalesce some of our topics. Drop Top Gun. What else did we have?
Top Gun, virtuality.
Oh yeah, life after death and putting our brains in machines. Is it gonna happen? Is it gonna be real? You're still into. Did I convince you at all on reincarnation?
I mean, dude, I convince you on reincarnation because you were definitely against it.
I am still against it.
I am not against it.
If I'm for it, if I can remember, that's awesome.
You might get lucky. Who knows?
No, I don't want it to be a chance. I want to be able to remember.
It might come back also as a freaking like snail or frog.
Exactly. If you come back as a lower level being and you can't remember, what's the point?
Wait, so would you come back as a lower being and you remember? What are you gonna
That
do?
would be. I would do that. I would do that, dude. That'd be even more fun. You go be a snail for a time and like figure out the snail shit. I'd be totally into that.
Be a
As long as I
dog,
can remember, that's the only thing I care
cooking your own
about.
steak at home, but you're a dog.
Because that's what a person is. It's their memories.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh my god. You would do that.
I would totally do that. Everything I have, go be a snail. Why not? Have you ever heard of here's a question for you. If somebody asked me this question before. If there was a giant snail as big as you, would you let that snail suck your dick? I can't even get the question out. It's so inappropriate.
No, I wouldn't, but I would eat that snail.
You would eat it. It's bigger than you.
I could still fucking cook it.
Okay.
We are human beings. We cook, kill, and eat everything.
I can't remember the snail question well, but it seemed like a hard choice at the time when it was posed to me.
Have you had a good escargot in your life?
No, that's like cooked snail.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think I would be into it.
Oh no, it's the tastiest, most flavorful.
Why not
thing
eat
in
a
life.
spider? Like why not eat a cockroach? If you're gonna eat that,
Snails, you can get them like farm made. Cockroaches,
you can get them farm made.
most like fucking house made.
Yeah, you don't even have to get them farm made.
Actually, when I was a kid, when I saw Indiana Jones: Temple of Doom, I want to try some of those foods they had. They have spider, but at the back of it, they had chilled monkey brains.
Yep.
That was
Looked
something.
freaking good.
Yeah,
Sorbet.
yeah, dude. Oh,
I tried that chilled monkey brain.
and I don't know why, but the whole cooked snake with babies inside,
That was pretty epic.
dude, and how they just
Yep.
Dude.
Who made that movie? Harrison Ford. That was a great movie. Oh, that
George
was
Lucas, right?
Was it? Oh, I thought it was Steven
Oh, no,
Spielberg.
yeah, you're right.
That whole series was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that I didn't watch the new one too much. It's hard to do those remakes of those movies. It's a great paycheck, I'm sure, but it's hard to get the story to be the same.
That's true.
Because like when you're making a really great movie and it's like everything's coming together and it really is like somewhat of a life work or whatever. Like you're never going to be in that place twice.
No.
You're never going to get all the people in that same place, the characters. It is what it is, and it's a limited time.
Unless you have a really good paycheck.
Oh, no. A really good paycheck?
Unless you're paying them really well.
Even then, like, people just age, and they change their tastes and opinions and expressions.
That's true.
Everything's in flux.
Look at Mel Gibson.
Yeah, what about him?
Oh, how he was like America's like big boy, and everybody loved him. So he started like talking about Jews and other religions and people. It was like, he's gone money crazy.
Yeah. That's when nobody said no to you for way too long.
Yeah. I guess everybody gets to that point. We get too much money and power.
Not everybody. Probably nobody. Right? But like everybody who does get to that level gets to that point, I think is what you were saying. Yeah.
Marlon Brando, he like didn't do interviews, had his own island. And if he did interviews, he was an asshole in interviews.
Really? I don't know much about him.
Look at Marlon Brando. Yeah.
But if nobody says no to you once in a while, you just go unchecked.
Yeah.
And everyone needs to be like reeled in a little bit from time to time, just to make sure that we're all.
Think of people who are like super rich and stuff, who don't live in America, live in like small places like Mexico, where money runs everything. They're never gonna be here now. Never gonna hear no ever.
Yeah, but you're not in America, so what's the point? Like, you're not, like, what are you going to do? Just sit on a beach? I guess you can do that.
Yeah. Like, right now, Mexico's having an issue with tourism. Europeans, Americans going there to live there. So no longer tourists, they're like people that live there. They spent like $951 billion in that, like, economy.
Tourism is huge.
And it's destroying little people over there. They can't afford to live in Mexico City right now.
Yeah, I mean, but that is the gentrification of the world. That word is so nebulous and ambiguous. Like, what does that even mean? Yeah. It's like the constant growth of comfort.
Yeah.
And everything's getting so comfortable.
The bubble's got to pop eventually.
Do you think so? I think it popped recently in the stock markets.
Yeah. Especially like Bitcoin, but the war happened.
Well, did it pop or is it, it's at 20,000. Yeah. Did it pop? It has a far way to go.
True. Hell, I've been making money from that shit.
On crypto?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your crypto strategy?
Yeah. Whenever it goes low,
mine is
it goes up to like 8, 7, like 0.007 or 8. I'll buy big, and then you just wait. It'll go up to like 13 or 14.
Do you think there's any chance it goes like below 5,000?
No.
There are a lot of buyers, but what happens when those big buyers are all like the believers and they get exhausted?
No, that's when you start pulling out.
Yeah, right. And you get these billionaires who are mega whales, and it does not take a lot of them to pull out before the whole foundation is like, whoop.
Yeah.
Like the whales of Bitcoin, there's a whale tracker. You can see exactly what these wallets hold. And if any of those big wallets move in a serious way, it causes a market reaction. Now, here's the ultimate risk to Bitcoin that I've thought about since the beginning. Satoshi Nakamoto is the creator of Bitcoin. He has a wallet that has an ungodly amount of crypto in it, of Bitcoin in it. And it's never moved. It's never, ever moved. And so you have to wonder, who is Satoshi Nakamoto? Probably a group of people. We don't really know. But what happens if those coins move? People speculate maybe the private key is lost. Maybe Satoshi's dead. Maybe those coins are lost. They're called burned or whatever. They're just never going to be reintroduced. That liquidity will never be added to the system again.
Yeah.
But I think if that liquidity ever was added, even to the smallest degree, if the pipe opened on that wallet to the 1 billionth, even if there was it was known that there was access again, it would destroy the market. And because it would be like I don't know. I think that's part of the mythos, or maybe not. Maybe there's just so much diversity. I really have no idea. You could probably do the math on it to figure it out. like
Yeah,
and run
I
some
should.
models. I don't know.
I've been looking at my crypto wallet a lot lately because it's been going up and down, and I put in like I think 1,000 each. Now it's at like like between both of them, it's like at 4,200.
There you go.
So I'm like, that's I'm like past double,
Yeah.
but I'm leave it alone. So I have really good. I'm not
Give,
gonna tell you
give
what
it 10
crypto
years.
is.
Give it 10 years.
Yep. Because the one I chose for crypto is known to be almost like Ethereum and Bitcoin.
Solana?
XLM.
I don't know that one.
Yeah. And that one's like reaching heights right now. And I have like 27 million shares or units of that.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, that goes up to even like $1. I'm done.
It'll be interesting to see what happens to crypto because it's kind of in this holding pattern right now. But I do think if a big number of coins move from like a majority holding wallet, people don't realize how concentrated the holdings are. They're incredibly concentrated in just a very few number of wallets. And that is the systemic risk of Bitcoin. Like people like Bitcoin because it's a stable value. It's like gold. It's a store of value and there's a finite amount and there's never going to be more of it. So what is its value is that it's a limited supply.
Yeah.
But we have never experienced a market with the liquidity of these big wallets opened up. And so anyway, it'll be interesting to see. I see that as the biggest risk with Bitcoin.
I want to see what happens, man. I really do. Hopefully.
But I don't know what
I
I'm
just want to
talking
make
about.
it big at once and pull out. That's all I want to do. Just say I've done it.
How much would you have to pull out to be satisfied?
$1 million.
$1 million. That'd feel good. Yeah.
Even you were like, yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah, $1 million's nice. $1 million would be nice. But yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen with crypto. I think it could go down further. Or whatever, maybe like this inflation thing is crazy. It's what's dictating all this. And who knew? But now we do. So like with inflation, it seems like these companies are just charging more because they can. Like there's no reason Coca-Cola has to cost $2.50. They just jacked up the price. Right?
This is when you start making your own foods, your own drinks.
And it turns out it's like infinitely better than what's out there.
Yeah. So I didn't know beet juice was in Coca-Cola. Now you know.
Yeah. Yeah. It is nice to be able to do everything on your own, though.
Yeah. Everybody in the scene is trying to get on Kill Tony or the Creek.
Yeah, let's talk about the comedy scene here in Austin.
And I chose to.
How much energy do you have?
Own.
We're pretty far in. What's your energy level?
What time is it right now?
5.
That's fine.
Okay.
But I chose my own way. I do my businesses and going out and branching out myself. Like I'm not going to use the resources around me. I mean, I use it around me to do my open mics to figure out my jokes and everything. But I just not worry about this big clubs. I'll let them do what they want to do. They hit me up. That's cool. If not, that's fine.
Have you been on Kill Tony?
Yeah.
Oh, geez. How many times?
Once.
Nice. What size joke book?
Small.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, which is funny because everybody said I did an awesome, amazing job. I'm like, what the hell?
Maybe it's just a first-time thing anyway.
Yeah. Plus, I even told them I was like only 7 months in. And I guess because what's his name? Not Tony, but Red Band asked me how long I've been doing comedy for. And told him. And I feel like he was going to ask me for the show, but I feel like 7 months was just too little.
Too little?
Too little time. But then again, I saw them do that for a 5-monther. 5-monther went up there.
Hey, if they like you, they like you.
And he went on to Tony Hinchcliffe's Florida show.
Nice.
For 3 show he was covering a headliner 3 times, Tony Hinchcliffe, and then got to see a show for 2 days. I'm like, damn, okay, that's nice.
Oh, that's super nice.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a hard level to get to, though. You have to have a lot of material that's tried and true. But I think a lot of that is, practicing in front of a live audience.
Yeah, yeah. And that'll be good for him because I know he doesn't have much material yet, but I'm sure he'll get the chance to do a lot more. He said he just started, so it takes time.
Yeah, right. Everything takes time. So your favorite clubs or favorite shows? Kill Tony, like going to Creek in the Cave.
Yeah.
What else is cool out here? We got Cap City open.
Cap
What's
City's
going to
alright.
happen with the mothership, the Rogan's Club?
Oh, I don't know.
What impact is that going to have?
I know a lot of people are going to be changing jobs or trying to get jobs there.
Yeah.
I'm not, but I would love to like to go check it out.
Yeah, they're going to have health insurance, I guess.
Yeah.
It's going to be...
Are you gonna get a job there?
If they offer me one, they better pay me a shitload of money. No, I don't know. I wouldn't know what to do.
Have you tried hosting your own?
No, but I think that is the path if you're taking comedy seriously,
Yeah.
is to run your own shows.
Yeah.
That does two things. Helps the community. More shows is like more time
Yep.
and opportunities to perform.
Exactly.
And the biggest thing it does is it gives you like a real, I don't know. What do you think it does? I've never done it.
Well, like up in my hosting area, not to make money. I did it so I can kind of place to do more comedy at
Yeah.
and help other people do comedy.
Sure.
Because I'm tired of leaving town to find a open mic that gives me 10 minutes or 15 minutes. So at my mic, I'll choose like 8 to 10 people to do 10 minutes, and the rest to do 3 to 4 minutes for the open mic part.
I think what we need is 10 Kill Tonys.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, and I think it could be done because what he's done is put together this show that's pretty tried and true. He's built it over all these years, and it's all just kind of like him either roasting or having fun,
Yeah.
whatever, with a comedian on there. And it's a cool format, but like that's not the only format that
Mhm.
can exist. And if we do have more of like a live comedy, if Austin continues to be known as more of a place for live comedy, then you can get like these branded shows out there that do different things.
I just like Victor Martinez's idea. He's doing the High Tonight show, so it's like a night show, Tonight Show, but for weed.
That's
And he
cool.
has the musicians come up, comedians come up, and people who like grow and sell and talk about weed products and all that kind of stuff.
That'd be very
And I'm
cool.
like, that's a perfect idea.
Is he still doing his Mueller mic or was
Yeah,
that
he's
outdoor?
Independence. Yeah,
Yeah,
he has
never
like
went
one
to
day
that.
it's like open micers, and another day is like an actual show.
cool. But yeah, you should do your own show. What does it give you?
Opportunity to do more of your comedy. Opportunity to see who's in your scene
Mm-hmm.
and how they perform. Also, the ability to understand how other hosts deal with the show. So you want to feel like, how do hosts actually run a show? How do they even it out to everybody? How they pick?
Right. Yeah. And what does that teach you?
If you haven't noticed, a lot of fellow comedians are really bad at the gift of gab. On stage, they can talk. Because they're talking at you, not with you.
Mm-hmm.
But try to talk to a comedian straight up together and try to benefit each other or whatever, and they can't do it.
Not many comedians are good listeners.
No.
They're great interrupters.
Yeah.
They're great speakers.
Yep.
They're not great listeners.
Mm-hmm.
I could think of a few.
Marketing yourself is a key. Like, you are your branding. You are your market. Like, you don't need a manager in your life. You are your manager. Now, agents be nice to have because they help you expand places you can find. But you don't need a freaking manager in your life. You can do that your own goddamn self.
I don't know. It seems like whatever you do to like earn money on creativity should be done with as few people as humanly possible.
Yeah.
Not in terms of like who you collaborate or create with, in terms of like who is involved in like the production and distribution of your
Yeah.
creativity.
Exactly.
What are the ways that you like to produce? So you write, you do comedy. Any other outlets creatively?
I take my time with all the things I do. Like, with my hosting, to find good places, I don't just go up there and ask them if they can host a place. I go there for like a month or two and just enjoy their establishment. Talk to them, talk to the people there, see how the place works, how it's run. And then I'll talk to them about like opening a mic at their place.
That's like a month. There's only 12 of those in a year.
Well, you know what? You're young.
Not that young.
I'm-
36.
I am 43. I'm still using these tactics. And I'm getting further ahead of a lot of people for some reason. So, patience is a virtue that gets you far.
Isn't that so funny? Like you always feel your age more. Like I used to think that 30 was old,
Mm-hmm.
And I guarantee when I'm 60, I'll be looking at 30 and be like, you were a baby. You were a baby. Like when you're 60, looking back at your 30, like look back at you in like your 20s. Right? You're just like a totally different person.
Think about it too. Like, how does that work? We're dating. You can date half your age plus 7 or something like that.
I don't abide by those rules, but I guess people say that.
But then that means you can be 60 and with a 37-year-old.
I feel like anyone above, 25 is, it's all good.
You say that now, then you go to a bar, get drunk, take somebody home, you're only 22 years old in college.
That's life. I don't know. Like, I guess I haven't put a lot of thinking into this, but I guess one way to look at it is like this person, you're like somehow like they're going to do that with somebody.
Yeah.
Like, what does it matter?
I understand what you mean.
Probably their dad should have treated them better.
Well, if they had a dad.
I had a take on it. Yeah, maybe if they had a dad. No, I don't know. Like, maybe it's just a normal thing. I do think it's like kind of a normal thing. Age gaps or whatever. It gets weird once it's like above like, 10 years. It starts getting weird.
Fair enough.
But even that's all relative because 60 to 50, I think it's about the pairing, the coupling. Yeah, that's what matters. In that way, age is just a number. But not really. Like
when you're
it's
dating
not just
somebody half your age like that.
Yeah, like there you go. That's the real
problem. How do you know you're a couple and not just their dad? Their replacement dad or uncle or grandfather.
Exactly.
I mean, basically they're fucking their grandfather. But they don't care because you provide safety, comfort, and like maybe nostalgia. And all they gotta give up is their vagina.
I don't know. I don't know what it's like.
I'm just saying.
You make a fair point.
I don't think no man.
So what do you think of Leonardo DiCaprio's antics?
I haven't heard them fully.
He basically has this age chart where after a girl turns 30, she's gone.
That's fine. He's not going after he's not a pedophile, so he's fine.
I mean, he goes pretty low.
He can do what he does as long as it's legal.
Okay. Well, but that's pretty creepy because 18, that's creepy. 18's creepy.
So you're telling me you'll go to Mexico, see this 32-year-old with a 18-year-old who's pregnant, and you'll say it's creepy.
I will say it's creepy. I'd say it'd be creepy if I was like trying to court her or whatever. Like,
but they do that in Mexico all the time, so that's creepy, right?
I guess it's a little creepy if there's like a 40-year-old with an 18-year-old. That's a little creepy, but it's not like the end of the world.
No, and so society, they've been doing that for like generations.
I think it's just like a common part of life, but I do think it's creepy. Yeah, I think it's creepy. I think it's like 40 and 21 sounds so different than 40 and 18. Like those are a million miles apart, and 21 and 25 are also quite the gap, like the distance. Anything above 25, I feel like you're a total person. Everything's fine. You can be 99 and 25.
In India, don't they like marry at age like 15, 16?
Yeah, like even in the U.S., I think the age of consent in some
16,
places. I think in Utah,
yeah.
I think in Utah is like 16.
So why?
Makes a lot of sense.
If it's legal but it's creepy, why is it legal?
Because that's just like the way it was back in the day. You watch this new House of Dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah, like But
why hasn't it been changed? Why hasn't the law been changed for that?
I think because it hasn't been enough time, and we're still like,
Fair enough. We did just stop about 5 years ago the ability for a man to rape his own wife legally without.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think we're probably a brutal species. Well, I think we're just animals, and
we had to be brutal back in the past when we were surviving.
Exactly. But even after we developed language and built society, we were still pretty brutal for most of it. It's only been in the last 100 years or so that things have calmed down, and I think that was just because of technology. like things got so comfortable.
Yeah.
And bread got cheaper and houses got cheaper and everybody was fed and sheltered. And then they're like, I can think of ideas now.
The internet was a soft muzzle. It stopped us from being really bad. No, we'll vocally be bad, but we're not too bad because there's too many cameras, too much information flying around, too much, watchful eyes.
I don't know. I mean, I think people do generally want to do the right thing, but accountability helps a lot. Yeah, it helps a lot. And so, I don't know.
I have a saying that I've created. A good person's only a good person as long as they had no brain damage.
Yeah. Okay. Did you have experience with that in some capacity?
I know it's a well-known thing. Like, most psychopaths have certain brain damage. Something happened to them.
Oh, like they got dropped?
They got in a car accident, hit their head.
Right.
They ran into a wall. Yeah. Brain, like having...
I don't know. I feel like that stuff can happen to you as a kid. You'll be fine. Then again, sometimes you go paralyzed.
Yeah. But what it's been proven, like, majority of psychopaths and serial killers have had traumatic brain injuries.
I did have one time of hitting my head, only one in my entire life. Anyone who says otherwise is a liar. Just throwing that out there. And it was when I ran headfirst into a TV. I was running away from my brother, and I just, that thing you look behind. Anyway, I was a kid. I was like 8 years old or whatever. Maybe younger. Maybe I was like 5 or 6. I think I was like 5 or 6. And I just ran headfirst, and it split my lip. Do you see I actually have a scar?
Yeah.
Yeah. It split my lip wide open, and I barely remember it, but that was the one head injury
I busted my head on an arcade machine one time.
Oh, damn.
Because I was like running towards it to get on it. And someone's trying to get in front of me to get on it. I was like, no, I'm going to play. And I skidded to a stop flow and just hit my head. And I had like a big welt in the back. Yeah.
Yeah, so like you get a couple of hits growing up. It's just life. The brain has probably some.
But I mean, like traumatic, hard hitting concussion types. Yeah.
Well,
those which somehow changes your brain.
So most psychopaths and most serial killers have had that.
Yeah.
Dude, that makes a ton of sense.
It's so weird.
Because, do you think that what makes a psychopath and a serial killer?
The less care for human life.
Yeah.
Like, everything's beneath you. Everything's a bug or like a...
Don't you feel like Asperger's people act like that just a little bit? Like maybe they're just super Asperger.
Maybe, but I think they think we're dumb and not intelligent enough to understand what's going on in their heads.
That's the grandiose narcissism.
Yeah.
Or I don't know if it's grandiose, but that narcissistic thinking. There are a lot of narcissists, though, in entertainment. There's a lot of people that like seeing themselves and listening to themselves or whatever.
I'm not going to say names, but we have a lot of influencers in our community as well.
Really? Say some names. Let's give them a shout out.
I don't need to.
Only in a positive way.
All I got to say is some of them are very attractive. And I'm willing to break my rules.
Okay. Well, we'll keep them only, we'll talk maybe.
But, as a comedian, what's one rule I'll try to keep all my life is not to mess around with fellow comedians.
Yeah. Yeah, we want to build up the community here and keep everything positive and good.
I've heard stories, man, from around other comedians about that in New York, Los Angeles. All bad. Never really anything good.
Yeah. It's hard. It's a hard industry. I mean, I'm not even part of it, but from what I can tell, there is a lot of it attracts a certain type of person.
Yeah.
And whatever that is, what it is. But
there's good people, there's bad people. But then again, can you really call somebody bad just because they like to take advantage of other people? Because that's all they know through their life.
Yeah, I think you can. I think you could say they're, yeah.
Taking advantage is like being a capitalist, isn't it?
It depends. If you're taking advantage, at the expense of somebody else, it's a hard question. I don't know. There's probably many cases in capitalism where you are taking unfair advantage. I guess it's about fairness.
Yeah. But fairness is not being legal. You don't have to be fucking fair at all to be legal.
Yeah. Yeah, like tax evasion. There's all sorts of things that people do.
tax reductions and firing people to hire like lower income people to work for you, have less training.
Yeah.
Our lives.
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of ways, but like in some of those, that is how the industry of the world moves forward, and it is a little bit exploitative, but hopefully it's exploitative in both directions.
Think about it. A comic can go on a show and get paid $25 for his 10-15 minute showcase.
Yeah, that's great. Like if you can do that all the time, or is that not a lot? It should be $250.
It should be like $100 at least. We can do $100.
I'd take $25.
And I can do 6 shows a week. I'll be fine. 6 shows is only like 2 shows a day on a weekend. Saturday. I'm sorry. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. You know, you do an afternoon show and then a night show.
Okay, so here's an argument for YouTube. If you put all of those shows on YouTube, you build a repository of content that can indefinitely, I don't know, it's like basically gather views.
Yeah, true.
So like you're capturing that and hosting it in a way that it becomes perpetually, I don't know, like it's not to say it's wasted in a live performance at all. It's definitely not wasted. But the interesting thing about YouTube is that you can preserve something and it stays like generative in many ways. So it's pretty interesting, the opportunities out there for comedians.
True. And plus, comedians should not just be comedians. Comedians need to branch off to many fucking facets of their fucking entertainment life.
Comedians are people that can't keep their fucking mouth shut and they don't know when to shut up.
So become an actor. Oh, and do voice work on the side.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Like somebody's gotta make it easy
for
me. I don't know. Like like how many things can you do? There's really hard to do more than one dedicated thing, first of all. Secondly, like even if you get really practiced at doing multiple things, you can only do a little energy into each of them each day. So everyone's just limited in their time.
So yeah.
And there would be cool things to do, but like who can figure them out? Everything takes everything. Like everything that you want to actually succeed at takes everything you are to make it happen. And you just can't put that into that many buckets.
Well, all I say is always be focused and forward through. No matter how many things you're doing, get shit done.
Yeah.
Do not stop. Just get shit done.
Yeah, dude.
Like I do like 3 things right now: comedy and 2 businesses, and I'm always pushing forward each one, all the time.
Yes. So what are your businesses and where can people find your comedy?
Right now,
Mr. THC is a subsidiary of Whitey the Comedian.
Yes.
Are those like .coms or?
DBA for my Whitey Comedian has no website yet, but my Mr. THC will be Mr.-THC.net. And that'll be out within a month.
Do you have like social media or?
I have Instagram, and I have YouTube, I have Facebook, and I have Twitter. Those are the main ones. And Snapchat, too.
Nice. Throw them
and right now I'm working on doing a barcode for that, a QR code for that. So people go to my link tree, basically, and see all the stuff I'm on.
Nice.
So I'm still working on that process. Like, everything's in process and being worked on right now. It just takes time. Labeling, branding, logos, websites. Oh, man. Getting a staff and going on.
It's something to build something. It's an entirely different thing to distribute it.
Yes.
Distribution is its own business, its own challenge.
Which is why I like myself for doing my company, because I don't have to bring my product with me. I sell it online. So I can go do my shows, hand out like my business card, information how to buy and order stuff, and I'll just sell my shirts.
Yeah, dude. It's a cool shirt. Everyone should buy it, and they'll be able to buy it at Mr-THC.net.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
And I'll be making more shirts, too. I have a bunch of plans for many other shirts, too.
Very cool. Well, dude, this was like a really fun conversation. I know we can keep talking.
Probably so.
Yeah. Let's do it again.
All right.
Bye, OG Pod.
Take care.